Ooh.
All right, it is Sunday morning, and you're all tapping in at the right spot with Daily Bread with Sosa and Rex. First Sunday show in quite a long time. I think the last one was right before the NFL season, where it was just the two of us tapping in with no NFL to talk. But as usual, the show was powered and sponsored by the Wise Guys Diamond Club. You guys missed out on the weekend deal and last week's deal. Maybe we can cut you in if you still DM us today, but you might have to get a little bit lucky there. As usual, we're live on Twitter at Daily Bread Media. Make sure to give us a like and retweet there. We'll be checking out your comments. We still cannot feature them on the show, but as usual, we're live on YouTube, the number one spot to be tapping in. We have people up in our waiting room, so when you're subscribed, you get to come in early and never miss a beautiful second of this overdone intro day in, day out. But West Coast people at 7 a.m., real early for you. Don't you worry. Grab that coffee. Do whatever the hell you need to do. But Sosa, how you feeling on Sunday? You're not in church, so you ain't scared.
I'm feeling all right, man. It's a nice little start, It's a nice.
You hit Saturday night mass? Because you can't miss one.
Yeah, no, I'm not Catholic. So no, I didn't pull up to that. Yeah, just it's a nice little weekend thus far. Checked out the best big man shooter of all time, Mr. Karl Anthony Towns, take home that 3-point contest last night. That was pretty much the Saturday, because that dunk contest was that was fucking terrible.
Yeah, and then you probably had one of just the strangest and overall weirdest slates with soccer yesterday morning. I mean, you had PSG getting blown out. The Premier League, there was a bunch of wonky results there as well. And college hoops,
what the
lines
fuck
are pretty sharp.
What the fuck was Neymar doing on that fucking? What the fuck was he doing on that penalty? That guy's a fucking bozo, man. Can't believe
that's what I'm saying. You had the weird results there, and then you had Auburn going down at Florida, and you had some other big games go down. And yesterday was just a pure college hoop slate. That's what you get when you bet on the college athletes some days, unfortunately.
Goddamn kids. God, Jesus. Yesterday was brutal for a lot of people. I didn't have a lot of action yesterday, but Lord. Just terrible coaching down the stretch of like one possession games. Like you just named the Auburn game. That if anyone caught the end of that Oregon game last night, what a fucking catastrophe. My goodness. The dude just took like 80 million dribbles and didn't even get a shot off. You're down 3, bro. You got to get a shot up. Like, oh my goodness. Like just terrible. That's terrible. How do you call timeout? Well, no, they had no timeouts, but you have the whole sequence of the other guy shooting the free throws down at the other end, and you don't even get a shot off. Unbelievable. That kid should get that kid's a fucking bozo. Yeah.
Well, it covered the 12 and a half or 13, whatever you locked it in at. So that really didn't matter on that aspect whatsoever. But then I was just more of who wanted to lose the game more was Mike White and then Bruce Pearl. He had that great comeback with the squad, and then same thing, couldn't get a shot up in the last second there, and Florida almost just crumbled to pieces.
That's why it's hard to ever bet on Bruce Pearl in big games, man. He has these times where his team just shows up unprepared against inferior talent and they lose. And I hate that. I hate that.
Especially when Castleton too is the guy that's going to work against them. I mean, I know Appleby had a nice game, but when Castleton's the guy giving you the business, it's the worst feeling because he has one of the most hated faces there is. But let's get into today's slate. We got some soccer action. Then we'll get into college hoops, and then I doubt we bet the All-Star game, but maybe we'll talk about it. Who the hell knows? So where's the Premier League ticker at? There it is. So we got my Wolves hosting City today, or Leicester City. Man, Andy would have been pissed the shit at me if he heard me refer to Leicester City as City. Wolves, you got them as a short favorite at plus 120. Leicester with Lampard at the helm now, sitting at plus 250. When you're looking at this from picking a winner, this might end in a draw from all honesty, from their previous matches. And that's kind of where the total is catching my eye, because if you've tapped in on the first time these met on match day 1, we took the under because it was sitting at the 2.5. Here it's still there, but it's extremely juiced at minus 140. And the last 5 times these teams met in the Premier League, 3 of them have been 0-0. The other 2 times it's been 1-0. And the 2 1-0 matches both came on match day 1. Like we said, one was this season. So that's kind of where, with the weird results, with this under just looking too much like free money, I almost have to think Leicester might pull out a result here in a draw, or both teams to score would be your super contrarian angle you want to go with. I don't know. I don't want to be locking in any action on this one, just from when you get that juice 2.5, where if you got in it earlier this morning, it was minus 130, which isn't too bad. But once you pass that threshold, I just don't like it. Maybe both teams get on the score sheet here and we finally see a completely different game that we've seen. But what recent history told us, it's going to be a snoozer, most likely 0-0.
Like it, man. And this is your team, so.
Yeah, that's the read on it, but no action. Sorry. We all thought we were going to get some footy bets in. Not today. We got a lot in Serie A as well, but we'll just stay away from that. Let's stick to where we've been cooking. Princeton cashed for us last night, if you followed on Twitter when we tweeted out that play. But we got a bigger Sunday slate with a bunch of trappy numbers. So no bet in this game, but we'll talk about the books. I think are begging you to take Providence minus 3.5. You got the number 8 team only laying 3.5 going into Butler. So as I know you love to say that Butler can't. It's the hardest gym to go in and shoot. So that's why I get the total sitting at 128. But everything just tells me, and especially how Butler plays, I don't know why it's only 3.5.
I don't either, but it's a very trappy line. We all know how it is to go into what is it, Hinkle
Yep.
Coliseum, and it's just, oh my goodness, bro. You go in there and first team to 55 wins the game. 128 being the number. The thing about Providence is they've been so explosive offensively at times that it's just insane to think that the one, it should be a 3 or 4 point spread, or it should be particularly close. I think everything would be feared towards Providence or nothing in the spot. I have no action on it, but I do believe Butler plays it close. No lie, I really, really do. Butler plays them for much closer than this. Could be like a 1 possession type of deal, or Butler gets the break speed off them.
And it's
in that gym, it's just a weird place.
Yeah, the first time these met, Providence won by 7 at home, 69-62. So it's right by that number. And just with Butler, that 2-point defense is just terrible. They're efficient from guarding the 3. And that's not really where Providence relies on that much. They're a very middle of the pack team. The inside game is where they can completely just blow this up. And that's kind of where Nate Watson, this can be a game where I think he could easily get 20. Even Noah Horschler could even get you 10 plus in this one easy. So lean Providence, maybe use them in a money line parlay, but too trappy for me. We got to go to Goose's game next. The Rutgers game. You know what game he's talking about.
We have to. Yes,
scream and take the 12.5.
We were literally talking about this right before we got on air. Like, what is Harper's status though, Goose? Like, I know it's just not his shooting hand, but this 12 points is a lot, man. That's a lot of points, especially for a team that beat you already. And I know the revenge factor is playing part of it, but this line has to be factoring that something's not right with Ron Harper. That's got to be part of it.
And if that's a big factor too, it could get pretty ugly as well, just because the man Cliff Omiori, he hasn't been that great of staying out of foul trouble, and he's the only guys they have with size. So that's kind of where, if they easily get him there, you saw Edey went off on them the last time. Williams didn't have the best game, but with the size that they can run at Rutgers, and especially with Ron Harper, if he's still not 100%, if it's his shooting hand or not, Rutgers by 5, love it, Goose. Always have that confidence for your squad. It just seems like I can see how it could get too ugly, which is what makes me want to stay off of it.
Yeah, I can see Purdue beating the brakes off of myself. Harper non-shooting hand is more than just being jammed, per my sources. Somebody said that.
Yep. Let's get to where I do have action in today's spot. So I know you said this is not a bad one, but we're fading Creighton. Creighton's off that 4-game winning streak. We're taking Marquette on the money line at plus 110 here. We're going to be rolling with Shaka and the boys, where Creighton's mixing defense could give them issues. They're going to expect to play extremely slow here, but Marquette's going to just basically attempt to turn them up the whole game and play them in transition. Creighton's last 4 wins have came against Butler, 2 against Georgetown, and 1 against DePaul. So this number is only -1.5 for a reason. I was expecting this to be at least a -3, give them the toss-up game given their Creighton's current hot streak, but I got to be back in Marquette here. Creighton's offense is their issue, and how they're not going to finish this game off. They can't hit anything from deep. That's the way that you can burn Marquette. Marquette can defend the inside decently, so you have to hit them from deep. So we're going Marquette money line plus 110.
So you're saying it's not really a hot streak. They've just played garbage teams.
Yeah. It's the bottom barrel of the Big East.
Oh, you ain't lying, man. When you say Georgetown, they're on a 16-game fucking losing streak. Nothing hurts my heart more than seeing this situation with Patrick Ewing, man. It's fucked up. I feel bad for the guy. I feel really bad for Patrick Ewing. He's been placed in a situation. It's unwinnable, and it's at least they're not firing him. At least they're giving him. At least they're letting him go out on his own laurels. But Jesus Christ, man,
Yep.
that's a bad situation in DC right now, bro.
And you can also say this is technically a revenge spot as well. Marquette lost in double overtime at home against them the first time they matched up, and that's when Creighton was sitting at 10-3 at that point. They're now 17-18, so it's gotten a little bit rougher since that spot. That game was also New Year's Day. So this is where we like Marquette to come in to Creighton, come out with the dub.
Absolutely.
So we got D-Rock, the plays Purdue, first half team total over 35.5.
Chuck, 16 straight, bro. That's shit's crazy.
All right. You want the gross one of the day?
Let's go. I know it's some other shit too. It's got to be like,
It's not a no-name game. That's the bad part.
So
that's the bad part. It's just it's
a sweat job.
Taking the Shockers today, +7, -110 with Houston coming in
at the crib.
No, Wichita's at home.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wichita at the crib, right? Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Of course we are.
Yes, sir. Wichita can't score from anything on the inside. They're one of the worst 2-point offenses there. This just screams like a Houston roll spot. I just think Wichita keeps it within double digits. I would love to have gone more than +7, but I think they lose by 4 or 5 in this spot here. It's going to be sweaty. We got Houston on the road. I don't know. The Americans just that poorly, where Wichita kind of looks dead and dusted, but I think you got the big man coming in. Everyone gets ready for Houston. I think Houston's a little bit oversold just from how weak the American is. +7, -110. We ain't scared.
Yeah.
We got Rutgers alums, or a current student and an alum meeting friends.
Jersey. Shout out to Jersey. Shout out to Karl-Anthony Towns, Jersey, yet again, Best shooting big man of all time. I've been said it. Just glad to be right.
What's your spot for the day?
My only spot today is I'm taking Memphis -3. Y'all have heard me discuss Memphis a million times. They're on a roll. They got the talent back. They're good. Yeah, John, that's my one play of the day, my boy. That's my one college basketball play is Memphis. Y'all have heard me talk about them. I got, like I said, Final Four +5,000. Chef MJ is saying Marquette money line. Shout out to Mike. I think everyone.
Is that Michael Means?
No, it's Chef MJ, Mike Jones.
Oh, hell yeah. He's rocking with me on Marquette. Let's go.
Yes, sir. I love Mike. Like I said, I love Memphis today, bro. Memphis is the play for me. They're finally getting healthy. Duren's turning into a star. As long as their point guards don't completely fuck off the game, they've been in every game's close. Clown said Penny couldn't coach. Say it again, Chuck. Say it louder for the people in the back talking all that dumb shit at the beginning of the year. I don't think he's good with X's and O's. And yes, that was my imitation of Spin Doctor. because Spin Doctor gave Penny the most hate I've ever seen. And when I ride with somebody, I ride with them the whole way. Beginning of the season, all that bullshit about, oh my God, he doesn't know X's and O's. I don't know, bro. He doesn't have the fucking talent he recruited his ass off to get in the building. It's a lot different when you go and you get players to come play for you and they're not playing. And Chris knows I love him. I actually have done that. I actually do that to him all the time when we talk about Memphis. Because, like I said, I'm a Penny guy. Penny done lost 2 coaches who were his better recruiters. They be hating. Now, I wouldn't say no. You can't. I see, John. That's not fair. The man continuously gets screwed by the NCAA, and his players have gotten hurt in 2 seasons. That's all that's happened. Every time he's had his full array of players available to him, the teams perform well. There is no disputing that. When he's had his players healthy, they've always performed well in the 2 seasons he's been there.
It's just more of to do like the stocks evaluation. Memphis just got too much because what were they, like the favorites to win it last season, and this year they're top 10 again. Like they got the talent to be that way. It just takes a little time to build the program back up to it. Memphis shot up because Calipari went in there. Penny, he has the ability to become a good coach, and everyone was just complete overreaction city because this season they just took some bad losses to start off the beginning. It just took some guys the time to gel, and it's just been more of just like the overhype. Their stock was sold for too high, and now it's starting to trend back down, but now it's shooting up again. So you just got to ride the Memphis roller coaster, ride them when they're hot.
Mike said the Black History Month parlay, Memphis, Marquette, Michigan, money line. That's his basketball parlay for today. So
hey, I'd be like in Michigan here. I know we got a question from Austin saying Michigan needs the W today. They definitely need it. That's a game that each day I kind of have put my feet up, sit back and watch. That's the 1 p.m. game that would love to have action in it. Just going to sit back and enjoy.
Michigan for sure needs it, bro. We've basically ran through 60% of their games. We're almost to the end here. We're almost to the end of the season. Certain teams need a win here. I think
it's almost better to fade them in those spots as well. I
gotta roll with Michigan today too. I like Michigan.
Any thoughts on Iona versus Fairfield or St. Pete? They're not playing each other. I was about to say Iona's playing Fairfield.
Tune into Spaces after and get the insight about that one from Spin Doctor, because Peters and Iona and all those schools are his wheelhouse more than anyone.
Yes, sir. So the last play I got for today on the docket is George Mason is the lean of the day. If you need a lean, they're going into Fordham, laying 5, just kind of gross, but we're going to lay a grosser and bigger number for the third one. New Mexico, -6.5, -110. And this is our angle where when San Jose State is getting less than 10, we fade them. When they're taking more than 15 or 16, we usually back them here. The Lobos, we just much better team than San Jose State. It's just as simple as it is. When they get less than double digits, I like to fade them.
I thought you were going to just say that they stink and one team doesn't.
No, there's the method behind the madness, because we've catched the San Jose State like +17.5 against San Diego State the one time. So we know when to back these guys. We know when to fade them here. It's a fade spot. I mean, you don't really want to talk about it. They were sitting at 7-5. They're 7-19, 0-14 in conference.
Also, shout out to UNLV. Jose's boys got it done last night.
Yes, sir.
Told me about somebody that I never heard of getting their number retired. Must have mattered because they came out and balled last night. Got Colorado State straight out the paint.
And that's just the Mountain West cannibalizing itself like it loves to do. And then San Diego State just smoked Fresno last night.
And
Fresno was like the trendy dog or all the people's favorite play, and that never had a shot.
This is the time of year, though, when San Diego State starts playing their best ball. No matter who's on this team, this is just when they start playing their best basketball. SDS, you can always count on them to start playing good come tournament time, the end of the conference season. They're always like that.
So if you just tapped in with us, we got over like 70 people rocking with us now between all of our outlets. We thank you for it. We know it's early. My 3 plays were Marquette moneyline, Wichita State +7, and New Mexico -6.5, just in case you guys tapped in and missed it. We're We're going to talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about now, because you can ask us about any more college hoops games. I capped the slate, so like Northern Iowa, Missouri State. But so what do we want to talk about now, or do we want to wrap it up?
I mean, it's All-Star Weekend, man. Hit
the like, hit the subscribe. Yo, all right, I got this. I got one.
All right.
People got to stop hating on Jared Allen. I dress like Jared Allen when I go out. That man just fell on himself. Who cares what he wore? My style is very Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler stole my style.
I don't think you should have led with "I dress like that." Like that was like you shouldn't have led with that, because now people are going to be like,
Now we really have to make fun of him. No, I have Adam Sandler stole my style. I can go on record for that. Like the meme that came out when he's wearing the basketball hoodie and the oversized coat saying, "Mom, you forgot to pick me up from basketball practice." That was 100% me, like 50% of the time. But no, I mean, a hoodie and jeans, like who gives a fuck if that's what he wore?
I mean, bro, the self-awareness is cool. And then again, it's the age we live in, man. Everybody wants people to dress like their favorite Instagram celebrities, and they sound like fucking idiots on the internet saying that shit. So it is what it is. I mean, he's obviously a smart dude. He don't really give a fuck. I mean, but y'all shouldn't expect for a guy who has never had a fucking hairline to be dressed in a type of way. He has a fucking afro and has never had a shape up. Like, hello.
Jared Allen has became like one of my favorite players, because you said the self-awareness, the way he was just like about it. That's what makes me like the athletes and get me to rock with guys more, is when they're off the court, when they're cool dudes like that. All-Star game.
That hurts. Hey man,
the fucking celebrity game. That was one of the worst things I watched, because I was at the bar Friday night and that was up. And
oh no, I didn't watch that bullshit.
Machine Gun Kelly looked so out of place. That high jumper could jump, but boy, Myles Garrett just.
Bruja Rack said Iona at home on Sundays has been money.
They have. It has. It's a terrible travel spot. It's just 10.5, I believe, is the line. That's the only thing that sucks about it. So take them first or it's 12 now. Opened at 10.
Allen got 100 M's in the right. Everybody wants people to dress like fucking Kyle Kuzma. Yeah, well, the dunk contest was here's the thing. Like, ever since Levine and Aaron Gordon went at it a second time, we're not going to get any more good dunk contests unless star names are in it. Because every year for the last 6 years, we've said it's the worst dunk contest. And it's not that it's the worst contest. It's just that we want something to come close to what Levine and Aaron Gordon gave us, and we're just not getting that.
Bro, fuck that. That wasn't even. I mean, that was a good dunk contest. Give it nothing. Whatever. The 2000s dunk contests were the best in history. When you had Vince Carter, Jason Richardson, and all them. Yes,
no, I disagree 100%. Best dunk contest ever, Aaron Gordon and Levine the second time. No fucking way. The hoverboard you're tripping, dog. Ain't nobody ever.
Early 2000s dunk contests were a different level. Those were legit. That's when we were actually having dunk contests.
Hey, man, like I said.
The chat's got to let us know if they rather rock with the Levine one or the Jason Richardson.
Yeah, which one y'all like better? Is that, listen.
The Iguodala getting robbed from under the backboard when AI threw it there.
Oh, the one when they let
Nate
Robinson take like 800 tries, and they let him win because he was 5'9". Fucking
yeah, they stole Iguodala's, because Iggy even wore the Sixers blue in that one too, and he did it, which was the best part.
It's closed. We highlight the outer before the inner. People at times don't even realize how basic things they think. It's a very good point, Chef MJ. It's very, very true. Somebody said that his outfit was $6.99. Those fans were at least $40. Yeah, bro. The dunk like I said, the dunk contest with AG and Levine was like, do you realize the dunks these dudes were doing?
Yeah.
I mean, dog, don't get me wrong. Vince dunk contest that he won wasn't that good because he faced off against Steve Frank. His dunks were amazing.
Yeah.
One, because he didn't miss any of them, and he never needed a second try. That's the biggest thing. It's like how Vince was above the rim, and it was just always clean. Always clean.
Ooh, that's a good question. Biggest robbery, Aaron Gordon's, Iggy, or Dominique's?
Honestly, bro, I would have to say I think Aaron Gordon really got robbed, bro. If you really look at those dunks where he jumps over the mascot, goes under his legs.
Yeah, no, he did.
That's like a super power dunk, and he just cleared it no problem. I guess
I don't think
Iggy's
Iggy's was robbed, but he didn't do anything like that amazing like Gordon and Dominique did, in my opinion. Like his were just purely better and just didn't win.
Yeah, I agree with what everyone's saying. Maybe just to offer a bag for the dunk contest or get rid of it.
D-Rock, I still don't think you would have won on an 8-foot rim. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Somebody would have pulled out a 720.
I don't know. It's also kind of like it's tough. Like, what can they possibly do more? And now, like, you had Dwight go to the 12-foot rim to try to be different.
Yeah, Cam made all the shooters rethink their career. You know what? I think that people don't realize the importance that go into a shooting competition. You need to be able to not. You need to be able to repeat the same release a million times. Cat doesn't jump when he shoots. It's all a flick of the wrist. And
when you just get hot like that and no one's guarding you, it really doesn't matter. I'm a great shooter when no one's in front of me.
It also helps when you don't have to expend much energy in order to get your shot up. Right. Jay Rich was really good. My favorite dunks of all time were actually J.R. Smith in the dunk contest. He got cheated.
Yeah, J.R. Smith did have some.
If you go back to the year J.R. Smith was in the dunk contest,
what was that, like 06 or 07?
Bro, go look at them dunks. He didn't even make it out the first round. And if you look at those dunks, you're like, what the fuck? He didn't make it?
2005. He wore the Pelicans yellow. The Hornets yellow.
They are, bro.
Josh Smith, Chris Anderson, and Amari were in his.
Right. That was when Amari got like Steve Nash to do the soccer tricks to assist him. Yeah. So as far as All-Star Game MVP, I mean, this is like picking a fucking piece of paper out of a hat. I'm going to go with Jason Tatum. I like Jason Tatum tonight to show out.
Josh Smith. Yep, that Josh Smith.
Bounce. Josh Smith was in that same one. He was in the dunk contest with JR. He was in that same one.
Yep. And Birdman.
They had two small forwards and two centers. Josh Smith and Dwight Howard played.
I have no fucking clue.
Josh Smith played on the same AAU team as Randolph Morris and Dwight Howard. Remember, Randolph Morris played for played for Kentucky, and
that's a throwback name right there.
Yeah, I remember the team.
Rudy Gobert will get. No, I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, Giannis. I could see Giannis kind of taking the night off. I think tonight is going to highlight the younger guys in the NBA.
So here's mine.
If not LeBron getting it in Cleveland, right? Like that's like the easiest narrative. Yeah. LeBron in Cleveland, it's the easiest narrative to run.
All right, mine. Not going to put. I'll probably put like a lunch bet on it. I'm going to take Luka at plus 1100.
Of course you are. Of course.
You just said younger guy.
Yeah, I agree.
Jaws plus 600. You're going to give me someone who's averaging like 39 over his last 4. You don't think the Fire is going to stay in the All-Star game? And Luka's going to go out there. Yeah, I'll take him.
Mike said Bill Gates wears duckhead polos and Dockers. He rich as fuck.
Yeah, I like Ja to do it as well. That would be a good pick, but it's just kind of where I'll just rather like the plus 1100.
Wiggins is such a dark horse. He shouldn't even be a fucking all-star.
Hank for Wiggins. Winless for Wiggins.
He shouldn't even be a fucking all-star. The internet got that motherfucker in the game, bro.
Surprised you're not rocking with the home guy, man. Darius Garland plus 2,000.
Over 324. Over under on the game 324. Listen, bro. The thing about the over under is they use the Elam ending now, right?
Yeah.
Like we're gonna know if it goes over. We're gonna know if it goes over when they make the choice. So it's too weird of a situation for me.
Yeah.
You got to pick the dude. Listen, I think Ja's a very good. Why I think Ja is a very good choice is this. He scores all his points in the paint. If Ja gets one step in the paint, no one's jumping with him at the rim. So he can fuck around and get about 10 dunks if he wants. Let's be honest. Ja ain't going to have to shoot no jump shots because nobody is contesting him at the rim. So that's the reason why Ja could be there. Jason Tatum, Jason Tatum's been kind of like on a lot. He's been on a kind of like a media kind of tour here this last like week and a half here, where he's done a bunch of podcasts and he's talking. He's kind of, you never really hear Jason Tatum talking, but he came out on JJ Redick's podcast, really talked about like, how he didn't like the way people voted for all NBA teams and stuff like that. And they're disappointed that JB didn't make the All-Star team, Jaylen Brown as well, even though they both should be in it, I believe. They kind of held Jaylen Brown missing some games against them. LeBron is the only home guy. He's not the only home guy. Steph Curry was born in Cleveland too.
People forget that.
Who else? So yeah, I just think Jason Tatum comes out here and he's a big Kobe guy. The trophy is named after Kobe now. I think Jason Tatum comes out tonight and tries to go. I think he tries to go crazy. That's just my expectation. I mean, he's going to get the green light, and I'm still kind of shocked, bro. He's only 23. He's still only 23 years old. People don't realize that he's still only 23 years old, and he's averaged 25 4 times. It's kind of nuts. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, I was about to say I really do. Sorry, the college basketball ticker was gone that whole time. I ain't got shit else, really. Trying to think at this point because we're just about that half-hour mark. It's Sunday morning. Forgot, I think Akbar was the guy. Shout out Akbar. He always tapping in with us saying we're the only people giving them the YouTube this comment. We do it for you guys in the chat because you guys are the number one out there. We appreciate it, chopping it up with you each and every day, and especially Sunday mornings when you guys are waking up.
Yep.
So to say, Spin Doc is going to host the Spaces around 11, I believe his start's going to be. So if you guys want to talk some more college basketball slates, I'll probably pop in there for a little bit, but I do got some shit to get done this Sunday morning. So I'll be there. It's the best place for you guys to have your voice be done. I mean, you want me to Spaces and drive? That's not safe.
Y'all have a good one, man. Happy Sunday.
So you said Tyler Hero MVP?
Y'all have a good Sunday.
We out. We'll be back live tomorrow. Hit that like, subscribe button.